goes through the rings and how we all count the rings. And so we're going to let them get a really good hands-on look at the rings. So we have several cookies here. They call these tree cookies. So we want them to examine the tree rings for tree growth and for different kinds of damage. And we have magnifying glasses, so you can just kind of let them go crazy on this for a few minutes. You want to explain that a tree grows not only up, but also out through its rings. So that's all in the outline. A good rule of thumb is to read the outline a few times before, and then you can regurgitate all this to the kids. But these are really cool. They're sanded down and smooth, so the kids will be able to count backwards from, I would use a small one maybe and say, if this tree was cut this year, what year were you born? And they can count back and find the year they were born ring.
And this one has a lot of staining from the pine beetles, actually. That's what all that staining is. Yep.
And you can see holes in the side too of the pine beetle in this one's bark. So this one's really cool, but there's a few of them that have the staining, so. So you're gonna explain that the cambium is the growth cells and it's located between the sapwood, which is the xylem, and the outer bark, which is the phloem. And they can look for it, between there, but it's pretty hard to see. But it's a loose kind of ring. I'll pass one around so everybody can take a look. And we also want the kids to notice the variations in the thickness and the appearance of the rings, and so then you can talk about the growing conditions of the past. So in this outline we have a little gray box that kind of gives you a little clue. Ring growth is affected by rainfall, drought, long cold winters, et cetera, et cetera. And then we have a little handout in here. Well, we have a lot of handouts as always, but this one is the one with the answer key that you'll probably want to go over, especially with at least grades K through 2, maybe 3. It's called a copycat page. And we have a key. So it has 4 different tree rings, and they have different kinds of damage in them. And then you want to find why they could have had this kind of damage. So a fallen tree, fire, drought, insect attack, construction, growing on a slope, or a dead branch. And then it also gives an even more in-depth explanation to what each picture might be. So once you've gone through the trees, if you have extra time, you can go through that. This bin also has just general information that you can look over if you'd like to.
So what I did just now, if you did have this in your classroom, I switched this from the PC mode to the camera mode, and it's on, and then it's automatically going to show everything much larger on here. That's the document camera feature.
So again, general information and vocabulary. We've got quite a few of those in here. Just colorful handouts. This tree is 62 years old. It's been through fire, drought, plague, and plenty. So all of it's recorded. So over here on the side, it tells about what happened and the years it happened in. So it's just kind of neat. It's a big hands-on poster. And several other posters. A tree's life at a glance. Reading the rings and how to count them. And then how trees grow, which is a features page. And those are all kind of listed in the outline, maybe tell you how to use them and what things specifically you want to center on.
But I'll interject something here. The biggest thing with ELF is we want the kids to be touching everything, doing the counting. Like that's more important than reading off some poster type of thing. So kind of try to have a few things kind of memorized in advance, but try to just have them be doing mostly during the 15 minutes that you're there at your center to be doing the hands-on stuff with the more hands-on centers.